Officials say the meteor entered the atmosphere at a speed of more than 50,000 kilometers an hour before breaking up. An asteroid will also make a close encounter with Earth this afternoon, but will miss the planet by 27,000 kilometers.
You can hear details on what happened and more of the scientific aspect of it at 4:20 today on the afternoon news. News tips pay. Yours could be worth $100 if it's the top tip of the month. Call 519-253-9494.
Home, home, home.
Sometimes it seems like there's no time to think in between calls and text messages, work, family obligations, keeping a household running. The list goes on and on. Where would a woman who lives in our city go if she suddenly faced the trauma of losing a home? Where does a woman go when she has no one to turn to? The answers to some of these questions are close by, just around the corner, in fact, at 263 Bridge Avenue. Here is a place called the Welcome Center Shelter for Women. It is Windsor's only emergency shelter. Hi, my name is Kim Spirou, and I've lived in Windsor almost my entire life, but I never really knew what happened to homeless women living in our community. That is until I discovered the Welcome Center Shelter for Homeless Women here at 263 Bridge Avenue. This year, over 400 women walked up these very stairs and rang that bell looking for help in their homeless situation. This is the Welcome Center's living and dining area, where 12 women share their meals and spend time together.
B3 073 73 N32 32 I-25 Mason I-26
And it's the last one. Bingo. Okay, who's bingo? 2 of you? I got 2 bingo. That's the last one I need. Okay, so 3 bingos?
062
Bingo again. Alright.
Well, I came here because of an abusive relationship. I moved here to Windsor from London, and he was very abusive, so when he went to jail, I came here. They helped me apply for housing, but that didn't really come through fast enough, so I ended up finding an apartment that I absolutely love. But they also helped me with getting my worker to give me community startup so that I could pay my last month's rent and move out. They helped me to get some furniture and stuff that they had here that I needed for my apartment. Helped me with moving and food when I left.
And so you were settled in to your new place thanks to the support that
Oh, yes.
that you received.
I still am receiving support from them now. Also, they call me on a regular basis to check up on me and see if there's anything that I need. Like, I'm on disability right now because of a trauma that happened in my life, but I am doing programs out in the community with the agencies that they hooked me up with. Like I said, I'm getting things lined up so that I can come back here and volunteer. That's my goal. My goal right now is to get all those stepping stones done so that I can have my prize, which would be to come here and do for other people, other women, what they did for me. There's no judgment. I think that's what really did it for me. Like, I've done some things in my past that I'm not proud of, but they don't judge you. They just help you, and they genuinely care. They genuinely want to help you and see you happy, and that really made it a lot easier for me to start to get my life back together.
They forget the meaning of.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at it, he's like, well, you guys need food for after I'm gone. And I said,
It's not the same that for us back in the day, especially for me coming from the Caribbean, it was very, very different.
The history of the center, it's actually quite unique. We're as grassroots as it gets. So it started with a group, a small group, 5 or 6 women who sat down and wanted to see positive change for women and families living in the West End community. The shelter itself opened in 2000, so we're now just finishing off our 12th year of providing emergency shelter services to women. The city provides us with a starting date of 14 days, and that's a very limited amount of time for women to make positive changes in their life, but we've realized over the years that it really only takes a small change and really a light of hope getting into the women to allow for bigger change to occur. So what we try to do is allow for opportunities for change here, and so in 14 days you're going to be looking for housing, You're going to be connecting with community resources, working closely with the staff to really identify not only your short-term goals, but what are your goals for beyond your shelter stay. We're about a moment in your life. You have longer-term goals and aspirations, and if there's something we can sort of start as a foundation here that you can continue to do when you move on, then we're definitely all about helping out the women in any way we possibly can.
I got my easy bake oven, I got my shaker maker, I got oh yeah, my Barbie.
You know, I was a little teary-eyed from my journey and leaving my family, leaving my sons that I'm so very close to. I think that was the hardest thing. I had been going through depression and things like that, and I didn't feel like I still wanted to be here. You know, I have a brother that passed away, and I was like, I just want to be where he's at, you know? And I got through that here, and whenever I needed someone to talk to, there was always there, no matter if it was 4 o'clock in the morning or 2, and I, you know, pat her downstairs, and there was always someone there who would listen. I was asked to be a member of the board. That's why this shelter means so much to me, and giving back, especially here, is something that will forever be in my heart because of how I was treated here. And the staff, even the residents that were here at the time, everybody was just, you know, because I was new, and they'd tell me how to get here or to get there, and, you know, just kind of guide me around the city and things like that. So my experience was very, very positive. Mind you, when I first came here, I had no idea that this is what a shelter is like. Because, you know, you watch TV, and there's people bunked on top of each other and things like that. And my sons had said to me, Mommy, are you going to be okay there? And I said, I have my own room. They're like, you have your own room? I said, yeah, it surprised me too. I said, it looks nothing like on TV. You know, I said, we have a room where we can congregate and watch TV and whatnot.
I think that nowadays people live with a really comfortable notion that homelessness is a really horrible thing, but it's not something that's going to affect them. It's always the other. And it's a lot of labels that the women come in with. When you come in, it could be that people who are staying in shelters are just not working hard enough. They're lazy. They're all drug addicts. They all have mental health concerns. And I wish that the community could really come in for a day and meet the women and see a day in the life of the house and really see the reality of it. And the reality is that we're talking about 12 women who are here who have lives and families, people who are mothers and daughters and grandmothers and sisters, and who have really full lives. This is really a small portion of their life's journey.
I'm downstairs playing video games, and me and my mom and Anne are upstairs eating pizza, watching TV. And everybody else comes back inside, and they're just like, there's pizza? We're just like, yeah, and I'm for you guys. You guys went downstairs to play video games, so we stayed upstairs, watched our TV.
I came for like maybe about 2 weeks in September, and then I had to go back to Toronto. It wasn't until me and my sister came to the agreement that I would stay with her and take care of my daughter and be like pretty much an adult about the situation revolving my mom and her boyfriend, and just instead of going back to my mom, stay with her and her boyfriend and get like my life together and in check and just be with my daughter and not have to like go through all that stress with my mom and her boyfriend and couch hopping.
So up to that point you were couch hopping?
I was couch hopping because after I punched my mom's boyfriend, I got kicked out of the house. So I ended up staying with like cousins and friends for a little while, and then it got to the point where my sister said she didn't want to see me do that anymore, so she told me come stay out in Windsor and just start over in Windsor with her and her boyfriend. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, and my sister's like my best friend, and she's like my world, along with my daughter, but my sister's my world, and she's just always been there for me.
So tell me about what the center did for you. You came here, and what kinds of things did they help you with?
With all the people that I've met here so far, it's kind of like changed my perspective on how I have to interact with people, especially if it's people you don't know. And not only that, like some of the girls here, like I've grown to like accept them as part of my family. And it's just like, you know, certain things that I used to do when I was younger, I don't do anymore because of like the way that like I've acted with them. And so with them, I've acted more in an adult manner instead of just sibling rivalry all the time. And that's pretty much like what all the ladies here like helped me with, just like learning to interact with people in a certain manner instead of getting mad, throwing a fit, and then walking out of the house.
Right, so they taught you some coping skills.
Yeah.
You'd say you learned how to cope better with your anger and...
Yeah.
Okay, what other services did they do for you? Did they help you to find a place of your own?
Yep, they helped me find like a place of my own. They also helped me get set up with doctors and schooling and everything else I needed. So it was really good. Like they showed me like places to go so I can get stuff for my daughters, so I'm not spending like hundreds of dollars on diapers and wipes and like all the stuff she needs. So they showed me like places I could go that like I don't have to spend that much money to get stuff for my daughter or anything like that. And it was really helpful because like it's helped out with getting my daughter food and diapers and wipes and toys and clothes, and a lot of the stuff I got for my daughter was donated to me from some of the ladies here, like teddy bears and blankets and like bedding and cribs and everything. So it's been a huge help.
Work for a bus company, driving a school bus. And if I didn't get accepted here, I would have probably slept in my car. So they opened the door and welcomed me in, yeah. My parents both passing away in the last 2 years. And I went and stayed with friends, and my daughter had lost her job, and so I went and stayed with her for a bit, and then she met somebody, and from there I kind of like, they moved in together, so I had to move on, and I didn't have really anywhere to go, so my friends were telling me about Salvation Army and the Women's Center, and so I ventured out into finding out where I was going to go, and this is where I ended up.
Okay, so did they end up helping you find an apartment?
They don't really help you. They encourage you to do it on your own. And but Jen helped me a lot. I went in, talked to her a few times about, you know, I couldn't find any place.
My job here at the center, I basically, from the time that the woman comes in to the time she leaves, it's my job to make sure that she has everything she needs. So if a woman comes in and has no income, has no housing, has no furniture, has no clothes, it's my job to make sure she has that by the time she leaves. So the day one when a woman comes in, if she doesn't have Ontario Works, I'll go through the application with her. I'll support her through that whole process of the income support, whether it's Ontario Works, employment insurance, applying for WSIB, applying for maternity benefits, whatever that income would look like for her. I help support her through that process. And then we help her to apply for geared income housing. When they're staying at the shelter, they get special priority, which is called priority 2, and it bumps them up a little bit on the housing list, but it still can take anywhere up to a year for them to receive geared income housing. In the meantime, while they're waiting for that housing offer to come in, I'll help them to find housing in the community. What that looks like is usually a room for rent. Their maximum amount that they can spend on rent is $372, which isn't much when you think about it. In total, they have $599 to pay all their bills, their utilities, groceries, and their rent. So $372 will usually get them either a small bachelor or a room in a rooming house to rent as a temporary option until their housing offer can come through. Once those things are taken care of, then I focus on sending them out for referrals if they need counseling, if they need treatment, if they need any mental health services, if they need furniture, whatever other avenues they need, I try and send them out and set them up with the proper resource available to them.
Jen helped me a lot. I went in and talked to her a few times about, you know, I couldn't find any place. And she extended my stay for another week, and finally I called the community service, community housing service, and the lady there, she said, well, where are you? And I said, at the center down the street, because they were just down the street from the center. And I walked in and was filling out an application, and she's holding up this application that she had just had rejected. So that made me move on, because I said, okay, I'll take it, like right there in an instant.
My mom pizza, so we ordered pizza and we ate pizza at the end of the night after everybody had gone. We were just like, they're downstairs playing video games, and me and my mom and Anne are upstairs eating pizza.
I come here on Tuesday nights just to gather with the other women that were here before, and it has changed my life, because now I think I have my life back. So that's good.
Seeking shelter and food, I'm looking for a healing place. I'm looking for
I had nothing but a duffel bag with me. All my stuff was still at the house that was being rectified as condemned, I guess you would say. So I mean, I had just pretty much the clothes that I had on my body and a few things in my duffel bag. When I got here, they took my intake. They got me set up with a room, and they had gave me, like, the hospitality was absolutely through the roof. I had never been so accepted, never been like treated as an actual person, because for the most of my life I've always just been shunned away. No, this isn't good, this isn't for you, this isn't for you, and I've never really received any sort of help. So they let me settle in for a day. And again, I mean, I was terrified. I mean, because no matter which way you look at it, you know, I mean, in other people's eyes, in society's eyes, you know, I am different. And being in a house full of women, you know, I was worried about how they were gonna accept me, and how I was gonna be treated, you know, during my stay, whether it been just a few days or what.
And how were you treated?
After everything was said and done, and I was moved into my room, I had come down and I mean, I was shown around. I was given clothing, all my bathroom necessities, like for food wise, I was like, you know, you can. This is for you, you know, make yourself at home. This is your home now. You have no need to be afraid. And when I went outside, because I wanted to get some air, and when I went outside, the girls were outside, and I was welcomed with open arms with the residents here, because we all had our own story. But in reality, we were all the same. We were all in the same boat. And when I listened to other people's stories, it was amazing as to how close it was to my story. And we were all there for each other. It was truly, it was heartwarming.
Cleaning, and then I was just like, okay, I need to go to the market, I need to go buy my chicken, my beef, my this. And I was just like, Mom, what are you cooking for now? And I'm just looking at her, and she's just like, well, you guys need food for after I'm gone. And I'd be like, okay, don't worry, I'll go cook some more, like, you know, and she always has like, yeah.
It took me a while to get here. Most days, a lot of days I'm out looking for an apartment. The nicest part, the people. The people are nice.
And what kinds of things have they helped you with?
Well, they're helping me find housing. You know, they ask me if I need clothing. You know, they just ask me how I'm doing, you know, and I like that. I appreciate that.
Hello. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Come on in.
We're here for food bank.
Thank you.
What I mainly do now is the food bank downstairs. The food bank always needs things that aren't expired. When people give canned goods, they give what they don't use. So it's really hard to give out sardines, you know, and baked beans. That's the majority of what's downstairs.
So what would you like to see them give?
Fresh fruit and vegetables, milk, bread. You know, if they could, we have 2 freezers. They're always empty. We do have some people that do donate like ground beef and stuff like that. And that's wonderful, but it doesn't last very long. So a continual donor, somebody that you could count on them once a month. Okay, we're gonna get ground beef from this person, or, you know, and something simple like canned fruit, canned meat, something that's fresh too, nothing expired. If you won't eat it, then don't give it.
And the center has a sort of an ongoing list of needs. It takes a lot to run the services that we do. So we have an ongoing list of things that range everything from toiletries to the women, food donations, canned goods, financial donations obviously are always appreciated to keep our programs on their feet. And those are changing throughout the year, but at their base they would include things, food items, toiletry items, clothing items, houseware items. And these are the things that we can provide to the women when they're moving. And so you'd be making an impact on a woman's life if you're assisting her basically with her move, you're giving her pots and pans, you're giving her basic need items while she's getting settled in the shelter, food items for herself and her family once she gets back on her feet. So any donations are always needed and strongly encouraged.
As you can see, these women are leading better lives.
It means that somebody cared what my feelings were.
And they took care of you.
Yeah, and they took care of me.
Yeah, when you had nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else to go, and they opened that door for me.
It's really that we house beautiful women full of life who fell in some unfortunate circumstances, and they're dealing with one experience in their life that's left them in a temporary state of homelessness.
I remember at first being diagnosed with bipolar, and I thought, oh no, maybe I won't be able to volunteer here anymore, and that made me really sad. And when I spoke to Lady about it, Lady's like, it's okay, Nat. Now we know what you're dealing with. We can help you even more. And that made me cry, but it also made my heart feel a whole lot lighter. And it was the same thing with Jen. Don't worry, Nat, we got you.
I have recommended the Welcome Center as the place that you're safe. The staff is absolutely there for you. There is no judging, like you're a person, and you're a person in need, and the staff was absolutely there for your every need. It didn't matter what it was.
Why do I volunteer here? Well, I enjoy it. They need people and someone who wants to be here. I want to be here, so it's a big difference than having to be here. So I set aside my time in the week, and this is where I devote it.
The women that come from all walks of life, and every day I learn something new from them, whether it's a new streetwise tip on how to stay safe on the streets, or how to make something. I learned how to fix a button here. I never knew how to sew, and a couple of the women have taught me how to sew, and it's a very home feel here. And I don't think I would be successful in my position if it wasn't for the women who have come through here. They've built me into the social worker that I am today, and everything that they've taught me I carry with me and share with the next women that come on. And you know, without them, this place wouldn't be as vibrant as it is. It wouldn't be as successful as it is.
If you're looking for that change and you're looking for a place that actually you can call home and feel at home, here would definitely be the place to be, because all the staff, just as soon as you get to, they're really friendly, and like, you know, once you know them, it's just like, you know, it's as if they're your whole family. It's as if you've known them your whole life, and that's just how anybody wants to be treated.
I thank them. They know that I appreciate them, you know. They're very encouraging, very good. You know, they care. They care. I'm not just a person from off the street. You know what I mean? They treat you like family here.
There are countless ways you can help. Check us out on the web, like us on Facebook, or simply give us a call. The contact information is on your screen. But the most important thing is that you take that first step. Reach out and help us help other women take their first steps into better lives.
Home, 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 home. Home, 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 home. Home is where the comfort is, and home is where the spirit lives. A place to belong and be at peace. Seeking shelter and food, ringing the doorbell. I'm ringing the doorbell. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. I'm seeking shelter and food. I'm looking for a healing place. I'm looking for a healing place. Gather and renew our hopes and dreams. Seeking to fear. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing